Hi, Paul here from Flying Colors Painting, and welcome to our frequently asked questions section of our website. And today I'm going to talk about painting over a stained area on the exterior of a house. A lot of times in Ottawa especially, we do a lot of double porch front entrances. There's a lot of those prevalent in the Glebe, Sandy Hill. Some of Ottawa South has a lot of houses that are like this. And, the stain itself that's on there is chipping and ugly. If we try to restain, it's just gonna look like very blotchy. So we get asked often to change it over to paint. Now, first of all, a stained surface will usually require an oil-based primer to accept the new latex paint. So that's going to be an added expense that you should be aware of as well. Secondly, and this is my lesson learned over past experience on naturally stained finishes, the gaps where the corners all meet, and if there's a ceiling that's got tongue and groove, those spaces that are in there look natural and they look great when it's stained. As soon as we put primer onto those areas, all of those gaps are going to stick out like a sore thumb. So it's going to require a ton of caulking. So, and I learned this the hard way. I've taken a bath a couple of times on projects just like this, where it was an oversight I failed to mention to my client, prior to signing the contract. The first couple, I didn't even know that was a thing. So I learned it the hard way a few times before putting that specially into my contracts. And, now I'm making a video about it. Restaining an existing stained deck, for example, is another option to explore as a homeowner. However, just so you know, that any faded areas that we scrape off, let's say a flaking area in a deck surface, we scrape it off, we apply stain to the whole deck, that one spot is going to stick out. It's going to be lighter than the other color. So if there's a lot of flaking, you're really going to see it's a one and done sort of thing. When you first stain it, don't expect the next coat to look like that in a few years. So it's really popular nowadays to make a color on a deck, something cool looking, But I learned that through early business dealings with that. The more that I did it, it was like, hey, you better be aware of this because this is, I don't want to set your expectations too high. So part of my job as a contractor is to set my clients' expectations, so that nobody's surprised. I don't want to have to be the guy that has to deliver that news at the end of the job saying, well, we're done, I'm sorry about the blotchiness. I also want to have an answer for them. So while staining areas do look fantastic, there'll be a point in the restaining where it'll actually look worse, and painting is kind of the only option with a solid hide stain. Which is stain that has paint mixed into it solidly, But again, all the prep that's going to be required into changing that over is going to be expensive as well too, because we need to transfer it over. So I hope this answers that question about painting a stained surface. That goes for fences as well too. So check out our other videos on our frequently asked questions section. And this is Paul from Flying Colors Painting, and that's how we roll.